Hi there, it's Emma from Emma's Cards and Paper Crafts. Today I'm making a cute little box for this candle that is a gift for a friend of mine. The box I originally saw was made by Craft by Jayne. She's mentioned that she'd made it plenty of times and she wasn't the original creator, but she wasn't sure who was. I've had a little play with the measurements and I've hopefully resized it enough so that it will fit this candle. I did have a play around and made a slightly bigger version earlier on from some retired paper, but obviously now I want to increase the height of it so that the candle will fit in. So we're just going to wing it. I successfully made the box once with a slightly shorter, and I think I've worked out the measurements correctly. So let's go on this roller coaster together. I'm going to be making my box using the Perennial Lavender DSP today. This piece of DSP measures 10.5 by 7. Let's start by scoring. We're going to start by scoring the top and bottom. So the top flap side is going to be 2.5 inches from the top. So we'll turn it around this way so we can get our measurement of the top. So we're going to line that up at 2.5 inches. And then gently score down there. We don't want to push too hard with DSP because sometimes it goes straight through the paper. And then from the other end we are going to score at 1 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. Just want to make sure that's nice and straight up there. So this edge here will be the base of our box. There we go. And then when we turn it around this way, we're going to be scoring at every 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to get my arm out of my trimmer. So that's 1.5. Then again at 3. Then 4.5. And 6. And 7.5. And then at 9. So that's all of our scoring done. Because this is quite a busy pattern this side, we're going to turn it over to do our this mine's gone blank. Use the bone folder is the word I was looking for, just to make sure our edges are nice and crisp. And then along this one as well. So I decided to try and pick a patterns paper that I wanted this on the outside, but then something that wasn't too busy on the top. And I thought this green was quite nice. Some of the decorations I'm going to be using will be this colour green as well, so it will tie it all in nicely. You will also need a off cut of this DSP as well, and you'll need to cut or punch 2 3/8 circles from the 2 3/8 circle punch, but we will do that in a moment. So we're getting there with the scoring, folding even, did the scoring already. Last one. So once we've got our box like so, we're going to be we're going to use this side to cut on just because it's easier. I can see it better. Where have my scissors gone? Up there. So we're going to cut up the bottom flap so you can see those lines just to the corner here. And I've actually got my sharp scissors today because my children haven't run off with them this time. So I'm not struggling to cut. My other ones don't quite cut to the tip where they're so old, and it makes things tricky. There we go. And there we go, that one. And then the last one. So we're going to cut off this here, and we're also going to wedge this side slightly. There we go. And then we're going to do the same here. We're going to wedge it here. And then along this top edge, we're actually going to cut corner to corner all the way along. So we're going to start at this corner and cut down to this corner here. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You could do this on your trimmer if you wanted to. But once the box is assembled, you wouldn't really notice if it's not perfectly straight. So these funny little rhombus shapes are going to create the closure on the top of our box. I'm going to keep going all the way along, like so. And then on the last box here, we're just going to cut that corner away, like so. So these bits here we don't need, we can throw those away. And then what we're going to do first, we can trim down, well, you can either leave it long if you wanted to, just for stability, or you can trim down this flap just a little bit. I might actually leave it as it is. Let's grab some glue. I find using glue for boxes is much more substantial. It's just stronger and keeps them together a lot better. So if you fold your box, just hold that down nice and flat there. Oh, and I should have glued these first. So we're going to bend all of these down a minute. So bend 3 of them down. We're going to, oh no, I've gone and stuck my thing down around the wrong way, haven't I? 1 minute. No, box ruined, we're committed. We're doing it this way. It's going to be green. It's going to be green. Oh well, never mind. Even though I wanted the flowers, maybe I'll remake it with flowers as well and include a picture of the flowery one at the end. So we will fold these flaps down. And then we're just going to pop a little bit of glue along the edges in here, just to glue our flaps, like so. Just want a tiny bit of glue. And you don't want to put it down too far either, because otherwise it will just squidge out. Just a tiny bit sort of in the centre, like so. Get a good hard firm hold down. A little bit here. Just going to give those a nice firm rub down with the bone folder, and then we're going to flip those down and do the other ones. Should have done this while the box was still flat. So let's go. There we go, like so. And you want to flap those down, flip your box over, and then we're going to make these flaps so it's the same pattern all the way around. So this one's going to be in, this one on top, this one on top. So that one needs to go on top, that one needs to go on top, that one needs to go on top, and then this corner here we need to tuck under, and then gently push down and your box will take its shape. You just kind of have to give it a little bit of a wiggle to get that straight. And then on the bottom here, we're going to take our offcut of paper, and we are going to punch with the 2 3/8 punch 2 circles. So we want one of the lavender flowers, and then turn over and we want one green one as well. Well, you can punch them the same way, it won't really make much difference. But as for gluing them down, we'll put a green one on this side like so, and then we'll put the other one, the lavender print, up so that it matches with the inside of the box like so. So let's glue these down. So you're going to want to put plenty of glue on this. So this is just going to hold the structure on your box inside. So we're going to pop that one on there like so and flip it over. And then we're going to get our bone folder and just gently push all of those down. Like so. And then we're going to put glue on the green side of this one. And then carefully drop this in the bottom and then just centre it. It is a tiny bit smaller than the box, but it's the biggest circle punch I have. Like so. And then this is the moment of truth. It might be tight. So to close up our box, we're going to start hooking them around each other. Don't think it's going to close. I might have to adjust my measurements ever so slightly further, and then I'll put the correct measurements. It's working. It's working. There we go. So there's our box closed, like so. And I'll circle on the bottom, squidge the side slightly. So ideally, I need to have made this box a tiny bit taller. I will factor that in when I remake with the flowers on the outside. So it is how I wanted it to be for the gift. We are going to punch and die cut some embellishments to go on this. So I'm just going to pop the box itself to one side right now, and I'm going to pop out some bits and bobs I've got off to the side. So these dies are from the Unbounded Beauty suite. So we've got the frames and these here, and I've pulled out these two here. They are the small flowers. Gonna have a go at making some layered flowers with the what colours did I pull out in the end? Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. So I'm going to do the big ones in the Highland Heather and the centres in the Fresh Freesia. We're going to die cut this out of here just to give it some sparkle. So this is the Summer Splash green, I think it's Summer Splash. Yes, Summer Splash. We're going to die cut this one from here. And then we are going to use the Layering Leaves bundle punch to punch out some of these leaves from some Pretty Peacock and some Shaded Spruce. So the colour of this here is a variant of the Pretty Peacock and Shaded Spruce colourways from the DSP pack. It lists those as the coordinating or colours it contains in the box. So I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds and I'll be back once I've die cut everything to show you how we're doing. There we go, that's everything die cut out. I'm just going to carefully pop out this piece here from the shimmer paper. There's quite a little bit of fiddly pieces to pop out of this one. So So we'll just go slow and steady with this one. Doesn't seem to have die cut properly. Might have to just run it through my machine again quickly. Just give me 1 second. There we go, we finally got that. Took a little bit of convincing, had to put an extra shim in my die cutter for it to cut properly. But there we go, it's all cut now. So these are all of the bits and bobs that I've punched and cut. We're going to be stamping our sentiment on this one. And then we're also going to try and make these flowers a little bit more 3D by gently bending up the petals. So we're going to just gently bend up the petals from the centre. I'm going to do the same on these. Gently bend the petals up from the centre. I normally always forget about the smaller dies that come in die sets, and they don't very often get used, so I thought I'd make a point of using these ones today. We're just going to pop a tiny bit of glue on a couple of these in the centre to put them together. We will be putting possibly putting a little, let's see what I've got. I've got some gems here. I've got some of the new in colours here. We might just pop one of these pink ones in the middle. It looks like it should fit. So we'll pop one of those in the middle. So I've got 2 big ones, all gently bent into shape, and 2 little ones. I think 2 will be enough, so I'll put the rest of those to one side. So we're just going to pop some glue on these to glue the centres together. Don't want too much because it will just ooze out. And then I say that and then I put too much, but that's just me. So you want to give it a little wiggle so it spreads the glue out nicely, and then just pop your centre on. You can give them a little reshaping bending again after they've dried completely. So I'm trying to do the petals so they're offset. The petals are in the centre of the other petals, if that makes sense. I'm going to pop those flowers to one side for just a second. We're going to do our stamping. So I've got the Highland Heather, and our sentiment today is, wherever I've put it, it says, "So happy to celebrate you." So, oh, this one's a little bit juicy. Haven't used it that much. So just gently ink that up because we don't want to make it too bubbly. Find when you make your ink pads bubbly by wiggle around too much, they don't stamp so well. There we go. I think that's as central as it's going to get in there. There we go. I'll pop that ink back where it goes before I lose it. I'll pop the stamp out the way as well. So we're going to bring our box back in. Let's find the front and the back. So I want the seam from where it joined at the back. So we're going to use this side here as our front. So our sentiment fits there nicely. But what I want to do is put this up on dimensionals, and I'm going to build like a little bouquet of flowers behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on here to start with. Just a little bit. Just like so, just in the centre. And then I'm going to use my, or gently hover this above as my guide. So I'm going to sit this one in the centre because I want that one quite prominent. And then layer our different leaves on. You may need to add some more glue here and there. So I'm just going to lay them where I want them for now. And then we'll add the extra glue underneath afterwards. I think that will need to be up higher. And this one will need to be up higher. Like so. Let's just make sure that works with our sentiment. Note they need to go up lots higher. Everything needs to move up lots higher. So roughly about there. So we're going to glue these down properly. Just give me a second and I'll be back. So there we go, that's all of those stuck down nicely. We're now going to put some dimensionals on the back of here, and I'm going to put quite a few on there because there's a lot stuck behind it, so I want to make sure they stay stuck. Because not everything sticks so well to the glimmer paper. So we're going to pop our sentiment just here, like so. And then our little flowers, we're going to go one at the top and one at the bottom. There we go. And then I'm going to get some of the in colour shimmer gems. And I think maybe we'll use the petunia pop ones. We'll just pop. It will go in the centre. One in the centre of each of our flowers, like so. And there we have it. So going forward, when I make the box again, I'll remember to stick my paper around the right way, and we'll have the lovely pretty lavender, this pattern on the outside. Even though I think the pattern on the top gives it a nice little pop and shows you how easy it is to open at the top. And I just need to extend the box maybe by 1/4 of an inch more. But that's not a problem. I can adjust the measurements and put the correct measurements on there. And I believe this is a 6 ounce candle. Let's double check. Yeah, a 6 ounce candle. So at least that gives you some kind of idea of what would fit in this size box. But really you can adjust the measurements up and down all the way around, and it'll work quite well for you. And I might just move this glittery one up a little bit further next time, but that had well and truly stuck by the time I'd managed to rearrange everything, so I wasn't going to pull it apart. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I love that the little pops of purple with the greens. And I hope you've enjoyed watching my box today. I hope you'll come back again next week. Not sure what I'm going to be doing next week, but I think it's probably going to be another 3D project again, as I've got so many 3D projects in my head at the moment and not so many card ideas at the moment. So we'll see how it goes. But going forward, I'm going to try and do 1 card and 1 3D project per week. I'll be posting videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays usually, unless I'm taking part in a special video hop or something as such. It may be adjusted by 1 or 2 days here and there. But yeah, I'm really trying to get there with my videos this time and keep up with more of the new products from Stampin' Up, and give you more videos and projects to keep you going and give you ideas for what you might make with your Stampin' Up goodies. I hope you come back again soon. Thank you for watching. I will put all of the measurements in the description so you can easily follow along and make your box. I will also put in a little note as to where you can adjust the measurements if you want your box shorter or taller, so that you can figure things out as well if you wanted to adjust the sizes to what works for you. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye bye.